and welcome back to You Do You with Jessie Retro. And today I have taken a little bit of a seat, literally, and I'm going to do things a little bit differently. But before I do that, I just wanted to say big ups to everybody who is been participating in the project, whether it's on the Facebook group or liking, subscribing, sharing the videos. It's doing so well. It's actually really succeeding and I'm really, really happy. So yeah, keep up the support and we will keep this group. It's not just a group, it's a community. I made this and you know, my motto in the first place were vibes and unity, fashion and community, and that is that for an exact reason. Right, so today I'm not wearing a boring velvet dress and talking to a big plastic person at the side of me. I'm actually talking to a camera and I have an array of different objects at the side of me which are all second hand and they all have a weird little story behind them. So yeah, just before I do that, I just wanted to say, like, it's the ADHD is ruling this project. So 1 week I'll be doing something, the next minute I'll be doing the next. I am letting the variety that my mind is craving completely rule the project. So there's no stigma, well, there's less stigma attached these days with people and mental health conditions and mental health, yeah, sort of whatever it is, whatever this label is, do you know what I mean? And it's like, I think we should all really embrace our differences, and that is exactly why I brought You Do You to light. So yeah, I could talk all day about the project, so I'm going to get on. And I'm going to try and talk slowly because I did this once already and talked so fast I annoyed myself. So right, I'm going to start with the phone. The phone I got from a flea market, tabletop sale in a place called Saltaire. It is the most beautiful little quaint town in Bradford, and it's basically completely preserved. So it's like basically like, you're not allowed to change anything. I think it's called like a national heritage site or something, and it's wonderful. So if you're ever in Bradford, get yourself to Saltaire because the second-hand shops are amazing. So yeah, £15 it cost me and I love it. And do you know what's cute about this phone? It actually still works. And one day I dropped my mobile phone in a bucket of water and I had to ring the car insurance company. We're all up in the air. Rang them up on this phone and the lady said, can you dial your car registration number in with your screen? And I said, no, unfortunately, I'm on a rotary phone, so right now I can't. I'm like, she was like, what? You're on a what? I'm like, a rotary phone. Right, so let me see, what can we speak about next? So yeah, I reckon the next item I'm going to talk to you about are these unusual, really unusual Japanese little flip-flop kind of things. There's a name for them, but I forgot. The awesome thing about our street, right, we live in a village called Thornton, and if you've ever come to Bradford and you've ever visited Thornton, it is a bit like Emmerdale on crack cocaine because it is fucking crazy out there. So mind my language because I try not to swear in my videos, but the world outside my front door is crazy. But once a year they have this thing, well, before COVID, they have this thing called Market Day. Now we live on Market Street and it's all the people in the village that might make stuff or have an antique shop or a gift shop or stuff like selling secondhand stuff or stuff they've made, whatever. And you rent a stall and the whole street gets closed off from end to end and they have a big market day and it's really awesome. So I picked up those little Japanese slipper things at that for £12 and they actually fit me as well. I was wearing them in my previous Bjorg video if you saw that. The next thing I want to talk to you about is this wooden cat. Now the rumour is it's made out of a rounders bat and my mum made this when she was 13 or 14. Now, my mum was a carpenter and a very, very clever lady. She did some stuff with architecture, interior design, stage set production. She was like, designers run through her blood. Now, I do speak about her in past tense because unfortunately, very tragically, she lost her life in 2006. But with me carrying these little bits and bats, I've got loads of furniture that she's made, so I'll probably make a video all about her and the furniture for maybe for her birthday or something. But yeah, so I keep all these little artefacts of my mum's life and they just keep me going, you know what I mean? I think if my mum could see me trying my best, she'd probably be really happy anyway, so keep that in mind. The next thing I'm going to talk to you about is this. This is a little antique iron, very, very old. And as I'm a fashion person, I always think it's quite cute to collect antique fashion stuff or stuff to do with textile. That was from Oxfam for £5. Right, this I'm going to talk to you about next, right? This is awesome. It's one of my favourites of all time. Now, if you can see it, it's a little like it's actually silver plated and it's an octopus, obviously. And what it is my lovely Olive and my lovely partner went for my 27th birthday and went to Halifax to an antiques market and bought me that in the Peace Hall. And if you know West Yorkshire and you know Halifax, it's really cute. West Yorkshire's like a gem. I love it because it's like a diamond in the rough in a way. Well, I guess it's got its rough parts and its cool parts, but it's got some wicked second-hand shops and wicked antique stuff here. Right, 1 second. I will tell you about this in 1 second, but there is a child shouting, "Mommy!" This is a little wooden coffin. Now, this was given to me by a senior funeral director. And the reason why I acquired this at a funeral director's is because, you know, when you're at school in like, I think it's like year 11 or something, when you're 15, 16, you do work experience. Well, so many people wanted to do retail, work in a nursery, work in a garage, fixing cars, doing whatever. I put on my list, first choice, funeral care. And the reason for that is because, to cut a long story short, the woman that did my mum's funeral made her last ceremony on this planet so spectacular, so well thought of. She had such gratitude and honour for our family, and she made the grieving side of things a bit easier by just being herself, and what a lovely person. So yeah, she inspired me to want to become a funeral director because I wanted to make sure that that person's end of life ceremony could be spectacular and that it's a day to remember, you know what I mean? So yeah, I was given that as a little gift, and the guy who gave me it was given it on his first week of being a funeral director in like the 1970s or something. So yeah, I'm buzzing with it. And then attached to that is a little Morris Minor. Now, a Morris Minor is a 1950s sort of 60s car. My dad used to drive one when I was a kid, and I hated it. So when it went to the car heaven, scrapyard, my dad let me have his little key ring to attach to that. Now, I don't carry it on my actual keys because I'm prone to losing everything. I lose my mind on a daily basis, so I'm going to lose little things like that. Right, so I did try not to rush, yet I rushed because guess what? That is exactly the sort of person I am. Now, I want to talk to you about this. If you don't know what this is a cello. Now, it's actually a small cello. I think it could be a children's size one. I don't know if there's such thing as a children's size one, but it is small. Now, my dad bought me this cello for Christmas this year. He always likes to buy me little quirky instruments because we are a family of musicians. Anyway, so he bought me it, and I love it. But then I let Olive have a go of it, and she's 6. I'll post a photograph up of Olive with the cello. It looks like the instrument was made for the child, or the child was made for the instrument. She looks so professional and so cute. Anyway, so yeah, so my dad bought me this for me, but I took one look at Olive with it, and then I was going to get her some cello lessons from Salt Air Music Place, like music school underneath Salt's Mill. But yeah, COVID's kind of put that on hold for now. But when the world returns to normal, hopefully very soon, yeah, maybe Olive could pursue a cello career. I hope so. Now, I can get a tune out of it, but I can't tell you it's going to be any good. Let's have a go. Maybe not. Ominous. Well, that is my debut on cello. But the reason I have left this one coming up now to the very last minute is because this is my pride and joy. Now, I've played violin for, wow, almost 20 years. 20 years. And I started doing it in school in year 11, year 7, I mean. But our teacher never ever bothered turning up. So yeah, I'll just show you a little bit of that anyway. And I've had many violins over the years, and I've not really had lessons. I guess my teacher just stopped and gave up on me, so I wasted my geography lesson, I wouldn't call it wasting, in the music room, teaching myself how to play violin and piano. So yeah, now the reason why this is so special to me is my dad bought it for me again for a Christmas present a couple of years ago. and it cost him £70, right? So I looked at it, it's spectacular, I loved it, I've put a bit of work into it, it needed new pegs and new strings and a bit of a tidy up, although I like my violins to be dusty. Like the rosin that comes off the bow makes dust, and I just like it, I think it looks cute. So yeah, a friend of mine, Yvonne Riley, who I met on Facebook, and she's wonderful, so big ups to you, Yvonne, said to me, get it evaluated. I think the word for it is valuation. You know, get it checked out. So I went to this really, really posh hotel in Leeds, surrounded by proper classical musicians, and I'm there with my dreadlocks and my flipping rainbow dungarees, you know. I felt like I stuck out like a sore thumb, but that's my flipping life, innit? You know what I mean? I love sticking out like a sore thumb, it's my thing. Yeah, and I went and got it evaluated, and it turns out that it's possibly from the late Victorian times, possibly late 1900s. I hope that's Victorian times, I can't do my history maths. Anyway, so yeah, anyway, it's 1800s, I mean, late 1800s, and it was made in Grimsby, in a violin shop by a professional instrument maker. I'm trying to read inside. It says J. Brown and Son, Grimsby. So yeah, I did a bit of research and I found out that the shop closed down in the 1920s, I believe, so it is really old. But yeah, so the guy who evaluated it said that it's probably not worth much money because it's actually handmade. It's not like, you know, a Stradivarius, or it'd be worth a couple of £100. But I don't care what it's worth, because to me it's the most, you know, it's my prized possession. I can't, like, there's no words to put into how much I love my violin. So yeah, instead of waving an extremely old violin around the room, I think I might have a little go of it, so you can see that I'm not lying. I do actually play it, you know. And then I'm just going to get on to the next bit, because I've got a few things to say regarding the Facebook page and life after lockdown. There you go. In the summer, I'm hoping to do, in Bradford City Centre possibly, a big retro picnic. So basically a family-friendly event where you all turn up wearing your favourite outfits. We are a place of non-prejudice, and we are a place... Do you know, if anybody around us gives us any rubbish, if we see, we'll be together and just ignore them, do you know what I mean? Or maybe we could meet up sort of more in a private place or something. I'll sort something out, because I really want to see loads of people in the same room wearing what the hell they want without anybody going, you know, making jokes, whatever. So yeah, I'm thinking big retro picnic maybe, and I could probably take it over to Leeds to Hyde Park, and I've got the kids so I can get them involved. So yeah, big retro picnic. The one more thing is me and my best mate Luke Hogarth, big shout out to you, Luke, are thinking maybe about putting on an event at the 1 in 12. Now the 1 in 12 is a really unusual little anarchy bar in Bradford. It's a kind of place you've got to know about it to know about it, but it is absolutely epic. It's a safe space, it's a wonderful place, free of, well, hopefully free of bullying, you know what I mean? Like, we do try our best to keep it a safe and pleasant space to go. But yeah, it's just a little bar, and then there's a gig room, and upstairs there's a library and a vegan cafe. So I was thinking me and Luke could possibly do our best to put on like a gig upstairs. So open mic night, poetry event, maybe get some food on the go. That's depending on with the rules of COVID and stuff. And I'm going to do a little exhibition where I just put some of my favourite outfits from my videos and some of my best looks over the years together. Well, I consider them my best looks anyway. So yeah, there's that. One more thing I just want to say is a big shout out to... I actually cannot pronounce your name, but it's like Epinoin. I'll tag you. You'll have to tell me how to pronounce your name, because I don't think it's your real name, is it? I don't know, is it? But mate, you are one cool chick, and I feel like we've known each other for years. Even though I don't know your name, we get on well. And a big shout out to Katie Lake. What a legend you are, mate. Oh, imagine how cool it's going to be in summer when we're the headless hippies of Headingley. So yeah, big shout out to you girls. Now, let me think. Oh yeah, That is it, kidding. Couldn't forget about you, could I, girl? Nice one for your input on the page as well. You've been so lovely. So yeah, big ups to everyone. Big ups to Melanie Moon, and big ups to everybody. Natalie Harrison. Oh, I've got so many friends. You know, I'm always like, I'm gonna give you a shout out. I'm gonna give you a shout out. It gets to it, and I'm like, who am I supposed to be shouting out this week? But anyway, if I've forgotten you, just tell me. I'll make a video especially for you, mate. Anyway, I best go because I have got to get on with the day. How boring. I'd love to just talk to nobody in my bathroom all day. Well, I guess I'm talking to you, but I'm actually talking to a camera. I am ADHD off my head today, so I'm going to leave it there and give you all a big see you soon, guys.